Thank you.
Okay. So
I can show you.
welcome everybody. I'm going to start here in just a second.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, Laura, can you hear me?
I hear it very, very low.
Very low. Okay. I can hear you. Okay, so let's start. I'm Dr. William Benner, and I lead this initiative to uh, start the new BA in Spanish translation and interpreting. So some of you will be interested in that, but I'm also going to talk in Spanish about the TW Ventures and the accelerated training, which consists of just one class. And with it, you also test for national certification. So I'll explain that in a second. And um, part of this is I want to give you the kind of complete picture. So I wanted to present all of this to you so you can see what just the vision of this medical interpreting education at TW looks like. So the bigger picture is the why. So if you'd like in the chat, you can tell me why are you interested in medical interpreting? You know, what inspires you to pursue training and medical interpreting? So if it's convenient to you, you can share with all of us in the chat an answer to that. Um, from my perspective, it'll be from the perspective of an educator. So the bigger picture why has to do with two things, with ambition, but also with heart. We're going to talk a lot about the ambition, but the heart of this is a desire to provide a basic human right to our Spanish-speaking population here in Texas and indeed across the country. So that's what we're leading with is the heart, but we are also tapping into our ambitions. And so seeking national certification in medical interpreting leads to a good job, and it's in demand. There's a lot of jobs to be had, either as a staff interpreter at a hospital, or you can work through a private company, say Masterword, and that's a good job too, full-time, part-time job. Um, Also, what's interesting about um, uh, Angela, I'm just going to put you on mute just because I can hear some background information. But feel free, Angela, if you have a question, right, feel free to unmute. So I apologize for muting you. Um, but not only is medical interpreting a good job, it's also the same pathway to becoming a bilingual medical professional. So for a lot of our students, for example, at TWU, they dream of working in the hospital setting in many different capacities. That can be medical interpreting, it can be nursing, it could be a medical doctor, physical therapist, speech language pathologist, right? This certification follows you, right, through any of those areas of expertise. So this works really well to allowing you to use Spanish anywhere in the hospital setting. It has a lot of also applications in research. Um, it's amazing how many different professions this touches. In short, the way I see medical interpreting is that it creates communicative excellence. It not only bridges a language barrier, but it it makes medical teams more able to communicate medical knowledge and get the patient to not only understand, but to trust in the place, trust in the treatment plan. So I think that medical interpreting makes better doctors, in short. Not just bilingual doctors, better doctors. Um, Also, we are advocating for a basic human right, which is the access to quality bilingual medical care. So I'm going to ask a poll, and feel free to share if you want in the chat. If um, you as a teenager, um, as currently right now, if you have ever had to step into the role of medical interpreter in a hospital or clinical setting for a loved one, like your grandma, your mother, an aunt, right? Um, Share with us if you have been in that kind of position. I ask that question to my students, and consistently more than half will say that they have. And I think while I am so impressed by how brave you have to be to step into that role, um, I do not think that that is the appropriate way to treat medical interpreting, the appropriate way to treat a family who is dealing with probably something very serious. So we are advocating for quality bilingual medical care by just simply having a presence in a hospital setting. Let's see here. So medical interpreters, like a staff interpreter at Children's Hospital in Dallas, will make about $60,000 starting salary. That includes a retirement plan, benefits, as well as paid time off. So staff interpreters a really good job. Um, you also have contracted interpreters. They make a little bit less. The advantage of that is you can do this from home. And oftentimes, this is the kind of technology they use where you are let into a room like this and you interpret like this. Um, so they pay full time. Of course, it depends on the individual, but it's around $50,000. Part-time work, you're going to make around $28 per hour. Um, and again, as I mentioned, bilingual medical professional is medical interpreting plus medical expertise. So you have communicative expertise and you also have medical expertise. Let me So for TWU, this is kind of the vision that we have. We are a Hispanic serving institution, which that term simply means that we have a lot of Spanish speakers on our campus, right? But it's not a term that necessarily means anything other than that, just simply identifying, right, Spanish speakers on campus. Um, what this new bachelor's degree does and what this new ventures program does is that it starts to show that we have a mission, that we see our Hispanic serving institution as a means to actually serve uh, our Spanish speakers on campus. That it's a hidden, right? A hidden talent that hasn't really been fully understood. And so by graduating certified bilingual healthcare professionals and by changing this sort of culture where this is something that you might see on a billboard, this is just a great example of kind of the excitement around TWU with this new program. So, to give you a little bit of background information about the BA in Spanish and translation and interpreting, and I put the medical there because that's the main focus. One in three, excuse me, there are only three of these programs in Texas. You have UT Rio Grande Valley, and the closest one to us is UT Arlington. So it's a rare degree. It is not a Spanish degree. It's not a BA in Spanish, right? BA in Spanish has a different focus, right? This focus is primarily in medical interpreting. We do translation as well, but the first early stages is focused on when it comes to career readiness, it's medical interpreting first. So uh, what we do, which I think is unique, is that we embed not just your education. So with the BA, it's a promise to anyone of any level with Spanish that you will get to the level that you need to get to in order to do this. So you need to be at an advanced level, specifically advanced mid proficiency is the fancy term for this, right? Before you can make that transition to learning about translation and interpreting. Now, many of you already have that level of proficiency. So some of you are very attracted to the faster option, right? So the BA takes great care into building proficiency first and foremost. The centerpiece of this degree is certification, and we align ourselves to national certification. And that allows for you to receive certification while you're still with us. So this is not you graduate and we say, good luck, right? You receive certification while you're with us. And if your first attempt doesn't work, right, we have a plan to try again. So you have support while you're seeking certification. Um, and then lastly, we can give you experience. So your last year, your last semester, you will get 150 hours of medical interpreting experience. That will be through our clinics, but it's also through partnerships that we've already established with Children's Hospital in Dallas, for example. We also have other partnerships in Houston as well as Denton. We can work with you, and there might be already doing something that is counting as experience. So we do that as well. So if you are, say, for example, already working at a clinic, already using Spanish at a clinic, then we tap into that, and that's how you get your experience. Um, So TWU, of course, is known for medical professions, so you better believe we have options for you from dental hygiene to nursing. So that's another cool thing with experience is that I can offer you lots of different types of experiences. And as a medical interpreter, you're going to bounce around a lot. So, you're not all going to be in cardiology. You're going to see maternity. You're going to see pediatrics. So it's nice to get that kind of, right? Well-rounded experience. Okay, and then strategy for the BA. A double major makes a lot of sense, as you can imagine. You are taking medical expertise in with one major and communicative expertise in the other, right? You're taking a hard subject that is new to you, and then you're taking Spanish, which for you, it's easy A's, right? And it's not easy A's because Spanish is easy. It's easy A's because you are talented, and we are recognizing your talent. We are nurturing your talent. We're polishing it. So it makes a lot of sense to take this as a double major because from a strategy standpoint, your GPA is going to be significantly higher. So let's do a little sort of scenario here. Let's say you're doing biology with pre-med track, right? Hard. I mean, really hard. That's 48 hours specific to biology. You also have a major in Spanish, 48 hours in Spanish, easy. Spanish, you have a 4.0, and in biology, you managed to get, after all the hard work, a 3.0. But your overall GPA is going to be a 3.5 GPA. You're not just going to be cum laude, you might even be magna cum laude when you're walking through off the stage, right? I mean, that's a huge difference. Second, with double major, all the core classes, minor elective hours, right? So all the rest of the 120 hours, it's the same. So the tension comes from, when it comes to planning your courses, the tension is coming from the 48 hours of biology and the 48 hours of Spanish. And I think it's very manageable. You just need to be involved, right? You need to talk to me once a semester so we can carefully plan things out. You know, summers will be important to take a class here or there, but with good strategy, we can avoid, right, nightmare, you know, semester where it's way too much work. Okay. Um, and then over here we have, um, we have, so number two, it was talking about communicative excellence. So if you have ambitions of going to medical school, right? If you have ambitions to go further with school um, after your undergraduate, what medical interpreting is doing is it's almost like a loophole where you're talking as the voice of the medical doctor. You're talking as the voice of the nurse. So the medical professional patient relationship, I can't think of a more active role in understanding how to speak to patients, to be able to see hundreds of medical professionals and how they talk to patients and making observations about things that you think are really good and effective, right? It's an incredible experience. And so imagine when you're writing your letter of intent to medical school, what you're able to say, not just the inspirational story of you, but the inspirational work that you're already doing through medical interpreting. So I think even the most talented students of TWU are going to be very interested in this bachelor's degree because of number two. And number three is the obvious, right? Number three is the heart, right? It's your dream, right? It's your, I grew up here in South Texas. My mother is from Uruguay, and Spanish is such an important part of my identity. And so I wanted to take care of that Spanish. And so I made it as part of my profession because I use Spanish every single day. I learn every single day. And so by pursuing medical interpreting, by pursuing this bachelor's degree and this training, you are signing up to using Spanish on a daily basis. You are going to continue to grow as a Spanish speaker. So number three is a big one. Okay, and then here's the important stuff. How much is this going to cost? So here's the breakdown of the cost, whether you live on campus, off campus, at home. A lot of the coursework we offer is online. We use Zoom like today. And like today, you'll have a class about this size where you show up, right? We meet twice a week for 80 minutes. That's what a typical class is like. We do not have classes on Fridays. Um, and and so you can see the difference between what on campus would be like, off campus at home. I imagine all of you are Texans, but if you're out of state, this gives you an idea of how much to add to that. So remember that the job that we're chasing after is between 50 to 60,000 starting salary. Just this BA is 50 to 60,000 dollars. So I think that the return on investment is pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, ok. Y ahora voy a hablar en español sobre bueno, la clase acelerada o la formación acelerada, ¿sí? Que es solo una clase y bueno, una clase típica en TWU, ¿no? En la universidad, dura 40 horas, ¿sí? O 5 semanas, ¿no? En un verano típico, la clase dura 5 semanas y es en total 40 horas, ¿sí? Pues vamos a usar Zoom para esta clase. Ustedes aquí tienen el enlace para ver, ¿no? El programa. Y bueno, el objetivo es recibir la formación y también intentar am, tomar estos dos exámenes. El primer examen, a ver, el CHI Core, consiste en 100 preguntas en inglés y son sí, preguntas de elección múltiple, sí, multiple choice, sobre la profesión. So, son preguntas que tienen que ver con las leyes, los estándares nacionales de práctica, el código de ética, sí. Preguntas así, ¿sí? Dura 2 horas y ustedes pueden tomar este examen en casa, ¿no? No tienen que ir a un centro de Prometric, ¿sí? Que, bueno, supervisa el examen. Pero ojo, el Prometric es muy exigente, ¿sí? Pues hay que leer con mucho cuidado todos los requisitos de tecnología, ¿sí? Y saber muy bien. Bueno, en mi clase les voy a explicar muy bien todo este proceso, pero mi clase termina con este examen. El examen final realmente es esto, ¿sí? Am, pues van a terminar con el CHI Core. El mismo día ustedes van a recibir los resultados. Y con estos resultados hay una demora de como 2 días. Ustedes pueden, ¿sí? Am, tener la opción, ¿sí? Programar, right? El segundo examen, que es el CHI Spanish. Y hay ventanas, ¿no? Windows, um, oportunidades de tomar cada dos meses, ¿sí? Hay como 2 meses y después hay un descanso de un mes, ¿sí? Y este es el ritmo, ¿sí? So, bueno, aquí estamos, ¿no? En mayo. So, la próxima vez que uno se puede tomar el CHI Spanish es en julio, pero ustedes tienen que tomar y pasar, right? CHI Core primero. En mi opinión, no es un examen difícil, el CHI Core, ¿está? CHI Spanish, sí. Este es el examen difícil. Em, y bueno, consiste en la interpretación consecutiva, la interpretación simultánea, hay traducciones a la vista, ¿qué más hay? Traducciones a la vista y hay una traducción, ¿sí? Termina con una traducción, ¿está? A ver. Y si ustedes quieren, les voy a compartir en la ronda de preguntas y respuestas, les voy a compartir este PowerPoint, sí, con todos estos enlaces. Pero con este enlace ustedes pueden ver el examen y hay mucha información, sí, en la página de red. A ver. Ok, pues en conclusión. Los próximos pasos. So with the BA, the first thing to think about is testing out of classes. So I talked about 48 hours is that's the part of the Spanish, right? So 120 hours is a typical bachelor's degree. 48 hours is typically what the subject is, right? So in this case, it's the BA in Spanish. So you can test out of up to 12 hours of those 48 hours like that. So there's like a CLEP test. It's not a great test, but it works. CLEP test can give you 12 hours. If you take this TW Ventures class, right, it will give you an additional 3 hours. So you might start here with ventures, and then you might think, well, you know what? I'd like to get a bachelor's degree. And so you can come to us with 15 hours already. of the 48, right? So 33 hours left. Each class is 3 hours, so it's 11 classes of Spanish left. There you go. A little bit of math. It's a very easy form to declare a second major. The pressure doesn't really happen immediately. You just kind of have to see if you can handle it. And if you can't, there's always an off ramp, meaning you can always say no to the BA and say, you know what, but a minor would be nice. You can go either way where you declare a minor first and then we see, or you can declare the major first and then do the off ramp of the minor. But we take good care of you so that all of the credits that you take count for your main bachelor's degree, right? So it's a very easy transition, in other words. And the decision doesn't happen really today, even when you sign a form. It really happens after a couple semesters when you get the hang of it and you decide whether or not you like it. Yeah. Um, and we have, of course, the accelerated versions for university students, right? In blue, for university students, these are kind of things that make sense to you because a minor makes sense to a bachelor's degree student, right? An undergraduate student, a minor certificate makes sense. You can also take this single class, the TW Ventures class, and that will get you into the door with this industry. So an industry standard is one class. It's 40 hours. You don't need a bachelor's degree, but I'm going to show you how a bachelor's degree does give you an edge in this industry. But yes, there's a very fast way to this. Um, sí, les voy a compartir el panfleto también en el chat. Um, También bueno, este PowerPoint. Um, y bueno, para ustedes, para el TW Ventures, bueno, requiere sí un nivel avanzado de español e inglés. Hay exámenes bueno, no cuestan mucho para confirmar, ¿no? Su dominio de español, su dominio en inglés. Am, y eso es la manera de entrar en la clase. También se acepta experiencia, ¿sí? Por ejemplo, hay algunos maestras bilingües. Ay, esta experiencia es increíble. Pues claro, bienvenidos a mi clase. Ser maestro sí, es experiencia que tiene mucho que ver con lo que van a hacer. Este, mm, este es el precio y este precio, en la tarifa del examen nacional está incluida, ¿sí? Es un examen muy costoso, ¿sí? Este CHI. En total, 538, ¿sí? Para los dos exámenes. Cuesta mucho. Y quisiera combinar la tarifa. Sí, con mi clase, porque es una manera de negociar un precio mejor, ¿sí? Con este examen, ¿sí? De CHI. Pensamos ofrecer la clase el 6 de julio, ¿sí? Y va a durar, ¿sí? 5 semanas, hasta, bueno, a la 6 de agosto. Y bueno, este es mi correo electrónico y podemos, ¿no? Coordinar el pago. Queremos darles opciones de pagar, sí, en cuotas también, sí. Pero todo esto es muy nuevo, entonces cada semana recibo más información. Pues es importante, sí, coordinar un poco, sí, estar en contacto por correo electrónico, sí, para coordinar esto. Pero esta clase es la clase que he enseñado por 8 años aquí en TWU y he tenido mucho éxito con mis estudiantes. Pues yo sé que esto um, les va a dar una muy buena oportunidad de realmente pasar, ¿sí? La certificación nacional. ¿Sí? Aquí tenemos un ejemplo um, de un trabajo. ¿Sí? Ok. acá. Pues, como ustedes pueden ver, la licenciatura, sí, vale mucho, pero la experiencia también. So, claro, tienen que tener, right, cumplir high school, pero un bachillerato tiene, sí, mucho valor. Y esto, esta es una clase, 40 horas, ¿sí? So, la clase de Ventures, ¿no? La clase um, que mencioné, sí, esto es la clase. Y como ustedes pueden ver, ¿no? Esto es la certificación que ustedes van a tomar, ¿sí? Bueno, en el bachillerato, en la licenciatura, esto es como el tercer año, ¿está? Para esta clase es el primer examen es, bueno, es el examen final, ¿está? Y este explica un poco de, ¿sí? De todos los beneficios del trabajo, ¿sí? Eso es un ejemplo excelente. Y hay varios. So, ustedes pueden hacer una búsqueda en Google, ¿no? Medical Interpreter Dallas, Medical Interpreter Fort Worth, para ver, ¿no? El mercado laboral, ¿sí? Siempre hay puestos disponibles. También hay como compañías como Masterword, que es una compañía privada, que también, ¿sí? Contratan a intérpretes médicos, ¿sí? Tiempo parcial, tiempo completo, ¿tá? Y esto es como para darles una idea del CV. Now, what do you put on your CV, right? In English, of course, right? In English, you will put, this is the kind of things that you'll put. You'll put your degree, your bachelor's degree. If that's not what you're going after, say you're a bilingual teacher, you'll put your bilingual teaching education, and then below that, you'll say 40 hours of medical interpreter training. So for the hospital, that communicates, right, that minimum that they need, right? They need that you have received medical interpreting training. And then this is the really big one, is that you have certification, national certification. So this carries over not just to anywhere in Texas, but anywhere in the country. So if you end up moving from Texas to Louisiana, right, you bring this with you. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna open the floor for questions. You can do the chat and put the question there. I'll take a look at what's in the chat. I haven't looked at it yet. Um, but you're welcome to put in the chat your question, English or Spanish. And I'm going to share with you all of this PowerPoint, as well as the links and such, so that you can easily kind of research this on your own. So let's see here.
And if I can jump in and just for a minute, Adam Pitts here with admissions and recruitment. If you can put your name in the chat as well, I've been trying to copy everyone's name who joins the session tonight. But if you can put your first and last name, that will just help us mark down who attended tonight. You've already shared your information with us by showing your interest uh, in attending the information session tonight. But if you can share your first and last name, that will just let me mark down who attended tonight against our list of folks who have shown interest in the information session tonight. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you, Adam, for reminding me. So in the chat, you'll see the info session. So Maida has a good question about the TW Ventures class. So the accelerated version, right? The accelerated training. Um, that is to be determined. So another thing that I wanted to hear from all of you is at what time of the day works best for you. So we typically, to give you an example, a typical setup would be Monday through Thursday for an hour and 50 minutes. Monday through Thursday for 5 weeks. And then the final week, the final exam lives on Friday, right? So it's Monday through Thursday is the routine, but the last day of class will be that Friday with the final exam. And with that final exam, remember that in this case, it's not my final exam. That for me, great. No, it's the CHI core test, which moving into that, I will feel very confident you will pass that first section. And then you have also bought already the second portion of that test. So you take that test, we assume you're going to pass it, and then that next Monday, they're going to probably allow you to sign up for the second portion of that test, right? And so all this coordinates with the next testing window. And those testing windows are the ones that matter for the second test, right? It's a lot of information, but that's sort of the rhythm of it is that you take my class and really you finish with the first test complete. Then outside of my class, you have just signed up for the second test, which is the hard one, right? And then weeks later, right? Days later, weeks later, you have that opportunity to drive to a Prometric testing center to finish out this test with the CHI Spanish. At which point, to kind of give you an idea, um, let's say that you take my class and you're done and you take the test in October in that window. The October window ends in the first week of November. By then you have your test scores and you are either nationally certified in medical interpreting, right? Or we have to take it again, right? Or not. But that's when you would know. We have a testing in, so I'm trying to up the percentage so it's very high percentage that you are going to achieve this goal, this dream of yours, right? And so let's assume in November you do get certified through Spanish, CHI Spanish, with a score of it's 750 out of 80, I believe is the score. 750 out of 800, excuse me. And so you have that. And then you can immediately start working as a medical interpreter, either part-time. So you're looking at sort of looking to get hired in end of November, right? Early December, and you're starting your new career, whether that's full-time or if you're just looking for something that's part-time. Um, and what else? There's another argument. I'm going to say this in English because the argument is going to have to be said in English, is that some of your employers might actually be interested in paying for your training. The training, of course, is $2,500 basically. But medical interpreter, say contracted through a company, will typically that will charge will be about $133 per hour, just to give you an idea. So in 20 hours, right, your employer in 20 hours has already spent more than what they would spend, right, getting you this training and also purchasing the test, the national certification test. So going back to that sort of hypothetical that you take this class, you finish out in November, you're ready to go, you go back to your employer who needs medical interpreting, right? And you're doing this in person, which is even better than, right, over a Zoom call like this. And you're providing that $133 dollars per hour for free for them, right? And so in about 2 weeks' time, if you've seen, right, 20 hours worth of medical interpreting, right, you have already given them back that money. By the end of the year, they're already saving thousands of dollars in medical interpreting fees. So it's an incredible like turnaround here that by the end of 2026 they're saving money. I mean, that's about like to give you an idea, that could be around like $30,000 a year that they're saving, right, in medical interpreting fees because they had you go through this class. So it's an incredible, right, service that you're providing your employer. So I say that in English just because that's the kind of argument that I can help you with to try to convince your employer that this is worth their time and money. Um, what time would class be at? That's the question for all of you. What time works for you? It's for me, my guess is either evenings or over the weekends. So if you could share with me in the chat, do you prefer weekends? Do you prefer evenings? Thank you. Yeah. And when we talk about evenings, I'm thinking, the start time, if it's say 6 p.m., does that work for you? Do you want a later start time? So remember, it's just under 2 hours. So if we started at, say, 7 p.m., we would finish at just before 9 p.m. 8:50 p.m. is when we would finish. That would run from Monday um, through Thursday. Okay, so 6 p.m. works for you. Okay, 7 p.m. is a little bit later. So then, right, 7 p.m. we're finishing at almost 9 p.m. 6 p.m. almost 8 p.m. we're finishing, and we're all really hungry. At least I am. Yeah. Muy bien. Eso. Okay. Perfecto. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Buenísimo. Okay. Any other, let's see, questions that you might have? It's good to see some of your faces. Thank you for putting your cameras on. I like to see you all. Um, let's see. Looking back at the chat, Angela Cooper. Muy bien. Exactly. Elizabeth, right? Elizabeth. Yes, 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 yes. Look at that. How everybody is saying all the time. Yes. Laura. Hmm. So it's something that we want to fix, right? We're not here to wag the finger. We're here to be the solution. And I think that's beautiful. So as far as next step is concerned, right? We now have connected. And the next step will be that I have a lot of people behind me, and they're going to help me establish how to pay for this class. So now you know how much it is. We have a strategy that maybe how you might be able to get funding through your employer to pay for this. You know that you can pay in installments, but we need to set that up at TWU. So we're currently doing that. Well, I'm not. I don't know how to do that. But the people who do are doing that now. I think it'll be in a couple weeks' time. This is a very new thing for TWU, so everybody is learning. So I do want to already say thank you for being patient because I might say 2 weeks and it ends up being 3 weeks. But the idea is July will be the start date. That's the idea. And if it pushes out to August, so that you know, it doesn't really matter because, as I was saying with testing windows, the testing window we're trying to hug is the October testing window. So it actually works just fine if we start August and not July, right? But we will be starting either July or August. And the testing rhythm will be that way, where in November, in theory, right? In November, you definitely know your scores on these two tests and you're ready to go. You're looking for jobs in November. Okay? So, thank you so much for coming today. Feel free to ask more questions. Hang around if you'd like to talk to me one on one. I'd love to talk to you one on one. But I don't want to take any more of your time. The next steps are simply let's stay in touch. So just emailing me to confirm your interest is a great idea, right? Hey, Priscilla, thank you for showing up. Um, and let's just continue to talk about it so that we're ready, so that I know immediately I can send you an email as soon as I know how payment is going to work, but also that you know any questions you have coming my way, I'm happy to share it. Okay? Buenísimo. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much for everybody for coming here. Priscilla, I know you just showed up. Stick around if you want to talk about, medical interpreting, and I can give you the rundown, okay? Bueno, un gusto y nos vemos muy pronto. Yes, online, correct. It's done online like this, so it's high quality. Yeah, so we see each other, we connect, right? It's medical interpreting. You got to practice talking. Yeah. That's okay. Sunili? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Sunili?
Hi, this is that's like nickname. My name is Suni.
Suni. Ah, me
Yes.
encanta. Oh, it's a great. I love that name. I love
Oh,
it.
thank you. So I'm sorry. I missed getting online on time. I was busy and I missed basically the whole meeting. So
Ay, no
is
pasa
there a way
nada.
that is there a
Mira,
way that you can like watch the recording at least so I can hear the information?
sí, por supuesto. Y en el chat te voy a dar el PowerPoint, ¿tá? Am,
Super.
para que puedas como ver más o menos lo que dije, ¿no?
Oh, gracias, lo aprecio. Eso sería muy útil porque no vi nada, básicamente, ahorita que llegué. Oh, no, ya se acabó.
No, no pasa nada. Dame un segundo. A ver. Ok. Así, así es. Boom. And Priscilla, you should see it right now as well. Yep. So that's just my PowerPoint. It has links on it. It tells you the slower way, what the bachelor's degree offers. It can show you the fast way, which is a 40-hour class, a typical college class. That lasts 5 weeks. Um, we're looking to do it in July or August. Right now, we're planning July, but who knows? Life happens. And we might delay to August so that you know it doesn't really change the objective, which is the testing window we're targeting is an October testing window. And that lines you up perfectly to take the second test of national certification in that window. And that means in November, you know if I'm a nationally certified interpreter or we need to take it again, which there's no problem with that. Um, and if you have to take it again, you have a full year. You have 4 windows where you could take it one, two, three, four, 4 times. Really, I think a second time you'll get it. If you don't get it the first time, a second time you get it. Yeah,
So what you say you have to pass an examination to be certified?
exacto. Bueno, no es mi examen, es un examen de nacional de una compañía, sí, de una organización realmente. CHI, ¿sí? Entonces, no es mi examen, no es de TWU, pero lo que yo ofrezco es la formación, ¿sí? Estudiamos básicamente para el examen, ¿sí? Como una clase también, ¿no? Practicamos, o, bueno, estudiamos la profesión en general, que es, right, la interpretación médica, los estándares nacionales de práctica, el código de ética, ¿sí? Cosas como así, pero también la interpretación simultánea, la interpretación consecutiva, traducciones a la vista, sí, traducciones, sí, writing to writing, English to Spanish, Spanish to English. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So,
yeah, dale. Yeah, a question?
so okay, this is it says it's 40 hours a course
Mhm.
only?
Only 40 hours. It's
Oh,
fast. So if you have advanced proficiency in both English and Spanish, it's perfect for you. Um, If you feel like you're not sure, there are tests so that you can test to see, am I where I need to be? So testing in is important because I want to protect you. I don't want you to take a class, spend money, spend time, right? And then we're disappointed at the end. So the testing in is important for that reason. It's not the end. So if you don't test in, it's not the end. We have plenty of courses that we can support you, right? It just means more time with English, more time with Spanish before we start this very fast class. Claro.
okay.
Y bueno, hay una pregunta en el chat. Sí, esto vale para nuestra licenciatura en español, ¿sí? en la interpretación médica. Sí, seguramente 15 horas en total, porque claro, hay que test in, ¿no? Y después tomar la clase. La clase vale 3 horas, ¿sí? En testing in 12, en total 15 horas, ¿sí? En total, un bachillerato, estamos hablando de 48 horas en español en este caso, ¿sí? En biología, no importa. Esto es como el the standard, ¿no?
Mm.
48 hours specific in the subject. And then the rest is shared like it's a core, it's a minor, it's elective hours, right? That's typical.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So does it count towards the certification as well, or just the BA?
The certification, what it counts for is like with the hospital, for example,
Uh,
when you look at the advertisement for a job, you will see 40 hours of training, right, as a minimum.
mhm.
It counts for
Okay.
that. But the
Okay.
big question, the big question is national certification. That
Okay.
opens a door. Yeah, that opens.
Okay.
Let
Okay.
me ask you a question. If I am a person that I don't have a background, I don't have like a bachelor's degree or anything of that sort, so I could I still use that certification to like find an interpreting job?
Yes. Here, let me show you. Let's look at this.
Okay.
A ver, did I share the right one with you? Let's see. Okay, can you see the medical interpreter right there? Or did I share the wrong one? Here, let me try again.
All right.
Para. Okay. Acá. Ahora sí. Okay. Boom. Yeah, so you do need a diploma, high school diploma. The bachelor's
Okay.
degree is great, right? They love it. But if you have some experience, right, which we can help build that experience in your resume. And if you have a high school diploma, that works great. Yeah. But this is it, right? This is it. They really want this, and that's what this class is. And then it trains you for this, right? And that's the thing that really gets you the job is national certification.
Okay. Sounds cool. Sounds very cool. So, you guys are planning to do this Monday to Fridays or or every other day? Do you have a plan already? I'm sorry, I'm asking this question because I missed the whole thing.
Okay. We're thinking a start time in July, and then you would finish in first week of August. So July 6th to August 6th. I asked everybody what worked. Zuni, does like 6, 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday work for you?
Oh, that'd be great. Perfect.
Buenísimo. Okay. Laura, as far as biology, you would do a bachelor's of science in biology with a pre-med track.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, so biology and then pre-med track, right? What that does is it lines you perfectly for if it's medical school, if you want to be a physician's assistant, right? Laura is ambitious.
I want to know. Time is running. I ain't got no time. I'm not 20 no more.
So that's how it would work. That's 120 hours, right? Is that biology degree, but it's really 48 hours is in biology. And so the tension comes from 48 in Spanish, 48 in biology. But that 48 in Spanish, oh, 4.0, right? 48 hours in biology, I don't know. It's hard. But your
Yeah.
overall GPA, right? You have a 3.0 here, 4.0 here. You have a 3.5 overall GPA, right? So it's such a smart, for me, a smart play because it really your strength is Spanish, and that is valuable in the job market. So this is a way that we demonstrate that, right, in your schoolwork. You are rewarded for it. Yeah. A ver, ¿podemos tomar la clase?
Yo tengo una pregunta.
Mayra, sí.
Sí. Hola, yo hace, bueno, tiempo ya, ah, tomé clases en TWU like years ago. Um,
Woohoo!
do you know how long? I didn't finish though. I didn't finish my degree.
Okay.
But do you know if those will still be good, some of them, or
Yes.
are they like, is there like a time cutoff for that?
Yeah, they're still good. Yes,
Okay.
they're still good.
Okay.
Come
So how
back.
would I find out?
Mayra, come back.
I know I need to, trust me, I think of it every day to come back and finish. Um, but do I like who what would be the best way for me to find out like what classes are good or like who would I get in contact with?
Talk to me first, and
Okay.
I'll take a look. If you have an unofficial transcript, I can look at that. And then I got plenty of help behind me, so we can ask help
Okay.
from Adam Pitts, who's here with us today. He knows a lot, but there's lots of folks that can
Okay.
help us. But yeah, um, the
Okay.
nature of
I'll send
TWU
you an
is
email.
yeah, and we want to accept your credits. We want to get you that degree as quickly as possible. So yeah, this BA in Spanish is a way to very quickly finish it, right? And get that degree. It has value. It's going straight to where you want to go, medical interpreting. But it's also that certification you can attach to any kind of medical expertise that you've acquired, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it follows you. It follows you to wherever you're going. And might remember that your employer might be interested in, right, in some of this training. They might help you out as well.
Okay. Well, thank you. I just want to compare the both and see which route, because if I'm closer to the bachelor, maybe I could go that route. If not, I can do the venture for now and then,
And always come back.
continue.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mayra. Un placer. It's so nice to. Oh, we have another alumni, Maria. Maria Ri Maria Rivera is alumni. That's great. I'm so happy to see alumni in this call. Any other questions? ¿Algunas preguntas?
Are you gonna have this class talk webinar again? Just because I want to invite a cousin that she is recovering from being out of the workforce for
Okay.
because she was sick and she has been looking for options, and I think this will be a great thing for her to hear.
Oh, I'd love to
So
see you again. Yeah, Zuni, please come again. The next one is here. I'll send you the link so you can right now sign up for it. And you gotta check out this website. It's gorgeous. I had nothing to do with it. I did not design this website.
thank you.
There, check it out. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, let me check out it.
Paira, un placer. Ya. Estaremos en contacto.
Disculpe, yo pensé que esta reunión era a las 7
Oh, no.
y ya
So
se
did I. So did
he
I.
estado esperando y oh my goodness, pensé que era a las 7.
Ay,
Bajé mi aplicación desde las 4 de la tarde y mires, me lo perdí.
no, no, no pasa nada. Pues les voy a compartir, por favor, mándame un correo electrónico y les puedo compartir este Infosession, pero también el PowerPoint. Sí. Y claro, tendremos otra sesión de información. So, no hay apuro, en fin, sí. La idea es empezar en julio o tal vez el agosto, sí. Pues tenemos tiempo, ¿sí? Bueno,
Bueno, estamos en contacto, en comunicación entonces para esto.
perfecto, perfecto.
¿Y a dónde le mando el correo electrónico?
Oh, right. Dale, profe. A ver, dame un segundo. Acá. What do we have to register for venture? Ana Sofía Um, we have, um, I don't have a date for a deadline for registering. Um, we're still trying to figure out how to get you a payment structure set up with TWU. So, um, I would just say, just sort of going by what we're trying to do, which is to start the class in July or maybe August. So be ready for July, August. So we have time. But that more or less is the timeline, and we'll have everything for you so that it's easy to set this up for yourself. This is not a huge time commitment to get signed into the class. The one kind of thing I would say to think about now is I'm going to ask for some way to test in. And so that will be either through a language test that I can send to you, or it can be through previous experience. So if you're like a bilingual teacher, for example, oh my gosh, of course you can take this class. You're there, right? But it's just a way to protect you because I don't want you to go in an accelerated version, right? And it's too fast for you. Tá? So that's the only thing to think about right now is testing into the class. Mira este mocoso, este mocoso.
Yo quisiera compartir mi experiencia con Texas Women. Quizás les pueda ayudar a las personas que no conocen de la institución.
Sí, por favor.
Mire, mi hija ayer fue el move out. Déjeme pongo en la cámara para que la gente me vea, que no soy ¿cómo es el spam? Mire, ayer fui yo a recoger a mi hija, es el segundo año de universidad en Texas Women. Ella ya terminó su segundo año. Sí me escucho, ¿verdad? Sí.
Sí.
Bueno, ayer fui yo a recoger a mi hija, de ahí, terminó ya su segundo año de colegio. Ella está haciendo dos carreras de psicología y enfermería.
Qué
Y
come.
quiero decirles que yo estoy impresionada de cómo una escuela como esa, am, yo creo que no es tan famosa como otras, pero en mi experiencia puedo decir que no tiene competencia, porque yo jamás miré París, yo jamás miré vagos, yo jamás miré am, nada normal más que niñas, niños enfocados en ir de un salón, de un edificio a otro. Yo compartí con mi hija los 2 años, llevar, traer, venir. Ella se quedó allá a pesar de que tenemos 40 minutos de distancia porque así lo decidimos, ella quiso así, nosotros la apoyamos. Tuvo muy buenas becas, gracias a Dios, y puedo decir que para mí no habría ningún otro lugar que yo pudiera decir dónde irme yo como adulta a estudiar, porque sé que ese lugar es un lugar de mucho prestigio.
Ujú,
Y está creciendo mucho, tiene muchos edificios nuevos, como que está modernizándose tanto que en realidad yo no le veo competencia a ningún otro colegio alrededor. Mi hija está bien contenta, yo estoy muy feliz, es un lugar que siempre está seguro, policías en las esquinas, siempre están pendientes de cualquier cosa que suceda, los edificios están laqueados. Y puedo decir que le doy gracias a Dios de que mi hija todo el tiempo regresaba a casa a salvo. Y no nada más mi hija, todos los muchachos alrededor, todos. Nunca hubo incidentes que yo dijera, o sea, no merece el título de universidad, porque sí lo merece y es muchísimo más que eso.
ujú,
Así es de que ahora que yo miré esa oportunidad para mí, porque siempre he querido yo, am, pues ahora invertir tiempo en mi persona, ¿verdad? Y entonces dije, pues, qué mejor que en otro lugar más que donde mi hija está. Y por eso cuando yo vi ese anuncio, dije, pues voy a pedir información y chance y pegue conmigo, porque en realidad sí me ilusiona mucho.
bueno, muchísimas gracias por decir esto. Sí. Am, yo amo mucho a mis estudiantes. a TWU, sí. Yo voy a trabajar en TWU por toda mi carrera. No, yo nunca pienso en irme a otra universidad porque sí, es un campus with a heart, ¿no? Y me encanta este slogan, ¿no? Porque realmente es verdad, sí, es verdad. Generaciones de profesores, sí, que tienen este espíritu de servicio público, sí. Pues no, ustedes me inspiran mucho, y es muy lindo oír desde tu perspectiva, ¿sí? De una madre que sí, nos cuida a su hija, ¿sí? Esto es wow, vale mucho. Gracias.
Gracias, gracias a usted por su tiempo y pues esperemos que ahora nos toque a nosotros la oportunidad de prepararnos, ¿verdad? Nunca es tarde para empezar algo y pues gracias.
Sí, ahora te toca a ti, ¿no? Eres la estrella. Sí, claro. Bueno, ok. Pues es todo. Si hay algunas preguntas más, ¿no? I'm here. Yeah. So just ask away if you got more questions, but that's all I had planned for today. Um, and yeah, feel free to reach out to me now.
In
Um,
terms of financial aid, I'm sorry, how would that work? Would it go through that through that? I think I don't know what it's called. Is it FAFSA? I think. How would it work?
Yeah, FAFSA, we are very well versed with FAFSA. We have a lot of students going through FAFSA, so we can help you out. It's you know it's not easy to do on your own, so please let us help you out. So connect with me, and then I can connect you to the right people. Um, so I can be your point of reference, and then I get you to the right people so that all your questions are answered. We're very friendly towards veterans as well, and family members of veterans, right? So all of these kind of things that are unique to you, we're going to take all of that into consideration. So just to simplify your life, email me, and then let me take care of who you got to talk to.
Okay. And also, would this be like a completely online thing? Because I actually don't live over there on that side, in Denton, like in the Denton area.
So if the bachelor's degree interests you, I would say at least 75% you can do online through Zoom like this. But there are some aspects of that bachelor's degree where you would need to come to campus. Um, we can get creative because sometimes, for example, I offer classes on the Dallas campus, right? And as we grow, part of our strategy will try to serve you, Priscilla, as many ways as we can. But that's the bachelor's degree. If this, you were talking about the accelerated single class 40 hours, this will always be taught online with Zoom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And if I can jump in real quick, Adam again here with undergraduate admissions and recruitment. Uh, if you are degree seeking and you're going through the application process, we're able to usually waive the application fee, and we have everybody's name here that attended tonight, and we can follow back up and let you know that we can waive the application fee for you and by attending tonight's info session. And then with FAFSA, Priscilla, if you're still on, yeah, I think you're still on. A lot of great options, lot of help that we provide to make it more affordable for folks. We have a zero tuition guarantee. So if you are full time, taking 12 hours or more, Texas resident, all of that, we have a zero tuition guarantee that allows you to, if you're Pell Grant eligible with FAFSA, uh, uh, it's all based on family income and all that, but that could be a way of covering your tuition and fees, which is very significant. So, but we can talk to you more about that. You can start with Dr. Benner, and then we can kind of, if there needs to be more conversations, there'll be other people that can talk with you further about that in more detail.
Thank you so much. I am interested in going back to school, and I just wanted to. I think that was one of my main concerns and why I actually haven't done it is because of I went to like a technical college several years ago, and I had to like pay on it for years. So So that's why I was interested in knowing, like, financially, how would we be able to, how I would be able to pay for it. But thank you. I'll follow up with you guys.
Yeah. And if you have an unofficial transcript, I'd like to take a look as well because maybe there's some credits that we can transfer over so that it's not the whole 120 credit hours, right? It sounds like, right? You have some transfer credits as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Jaime, I didn't hear anything from you. Jaime, how are you doing? Jaime Castillo, ¿estás? I know.
Estaba dormido. No, no, just like the other person. For some reason, I had the meeting at 7, and so I came in at 6:30 when I saw it. But no, I know
Okay.
you and I had spoken before, and so I'm still kind of want to get the national certification. I had the one for the state of Massachusetts, as you remember.
Yep.
But the question I had was about the getting accepted to the school. It goes through the regular process, right? There's no like guarantee just because you take this class.
Oh, we are very, very accommodating to acceptance. So, SAT scores, we don't care so much about that really. So we're very friendly when it comes to accepting students. We're not competitive like, you say UT Austin or something like that. So more than likely you're going to get an acceptance letter from us. Yeah. And Adam
Okay.
knows better than I do.
Yeah. When it comes to admissions, I mean, I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, we can go off your, if you have college coursework, we can determine your admission just based on that. If you have 12 hours or more of college coursework, we can base it off a college GPA and never have to look at any high school information. Or if we do have to go back to high school information, there's no college coursework. I mean, a, a decent GPA, above say a 2.0 or
Mhm.
2.5, something like that. I mean, you're probably going to be okay. Um, so
Yeah, I have a bachelor's and I got just like a little over 3. I
okay,
don't even know what it is, but it's over 3. I know that much.
you're going to be okay then with that for
For
sure.
more than a few classes. So
Nice. Okay, everyone. Well, it was so great to meet all of you. I really appreciate your enthusiasm. I can't wait to see you in class. So let's stay in touch. I will try my best to contact each and one of you when there's, exciting new developments. But let's assume that the start date for this is July. And worst case scenario, it's the start of August and it spills into the first week of September, right? So that's more or less the window we're working with. Yeah. Alrighty. Adiós. Nos vemos. Chao, chao.
thank you.
Thank you, Jaime.